faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound, this amazing stranger from the planet Krypton, the Man of Steel, Superman. Possessing remarkable physical strength, Superman fights a never-ending battle for truth and justice, disguised as a mild-mannered newspaper reporter, Clark Kent.
Sorry I can't go with you, Lois, but I have another story to cover.
Oh, that's all right, Clark. I'll see you in the office.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Superman!
Uncanny how Superman turns up just when you need him.
I didn't even get a chance to thank him.
Let's do this. All right, guys, we are live. Welcome to another one of our Sunday watch parties. My name is Sharon. I am joined today by Miss Swift. Okay,
Miss
my eyes must be
Liberate
getting
Me.
wet. What is it?
Miss Liberate Me.
Oh, yes. Thank you for joining me today, Miss Swift. And thank you all for being here, because without all of you, this would not be possible. This will be the third time that I've actually watched this movie. I did a pre-watch of it yesterday, having not seen it for several years. This is kind of our salute to Sam Neill, who passed away last month. This will give us some good sci-fi vibes. Interesting. We're got a lot to talk about with this movie, guys. We should all be synced up now at about 15 seconds in, right at the Paramount Viacom company logo. There is only one cut that exists that I know of. It is the theatrical cut, so we should all be on the same page. Anything else before we get a move on? What do you think, Miss Swift? You want to give us a countdown?
Okay, let's see. Oh, actually, let me get my little remote control going before I actually start the countdown. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play.
There you go.
Okay.
Go. Oh, okay. So interesting that the cartoon we just watched was number 3 of the 17 Fleischer Superman cartoons. They were in the theater a lot in the 40s. They made their rounds on TV back in the 50s before anyone had color TVs, so they were broadcast in black and white for the longest time. And they've entered the public domain, so they are now free for us to enjoy. So eventually we're going to make through all 17 of them. I'm going to spread them over a little bit of time. So on we go to our main attraction.
Let me
As
know if we need to turn that down.
getting into the gist of the movie, let me do a shout out to all of you who have joined us today. We have over in YouTube, we have GH Zoner, we have Calbot. Miss Swift, you're commenting over there. I think you're over there in Discord as well. We have Eric. All right, if I missed anybody, raise your hand. Over in Discord, we have Mr. Furzel, Eric, Miss Swift's over there, and I think we're going to have people joining us as the movie gets underway. Matt is there over in YouTube as well. Yeah, Eric is saying a lot of people want a director's cut for this movie. The studio wanted a lot of scenes cut because they were too violent, so there were a lot more gory scenes. And as far as we understand, the director, Paul Anderson, wanted those in the movie as well. And it took the movie over 2 hours, but he had to cut all those scenes. Rumor has it there is a VH cut of the full movie that Paul Anderson wanted. He claims to have seen it, but I think the lore And the common theme in Hollywood now is that it just plain and simply doesn't exist. So this is the movie we're left with. So this is it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
they did.
what? So what we just saw there on the, well, one, we had Paul before he had the WS in his Anderson, and two, see that crawl of 2015 first permanent colony established on the moon. Where are my flying cars? Okay.
It's nope. 2015 came and went. It's nothing like that. Hey, sister over there as well. I bet you and your wife are there too. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, Mr. Furzel commented too. Yeah, hey, in the far-flung year of 2015, we have a permanent settlement on the moon, huh?
No, we
Yep.
just a crashed rocket on the moon. Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so Eric is saying, yeah, there is a rumor there is an uncut version somewhere on VHS. It is like the holy grail of this movie. Yeah, and so interestingly enough, I have kind of changed my tune on this movie a little bit after having seen it for the second time yesterday. So now I'm coming into it with kind of the lens where I saw it way back in the day. I think I saw it had to have been a rental because I didn't see this in the theater. Saw it on rental, then saw it yesterday. So it's given me different vibes, and I would love to hear how you guys viewed this movie back in the day, first time you saw it, or if this is the first time you've seen it. You know, let's start the conversation because this is an interesting movie. Very polarizing at times. And
so
yeah.
I saw this in the theater because at the time it was my 1 year anniversary. So when I was with the man I was dating, and we saw this in another movie, and I have to say that I was never terribly impressed by it. So it was this weird thing of, I know when we did Lord of Illusions, I talked about how it was like it frustrated me because it was so close. This movie has a lot of that, and then it got replaced in my mind with Prometheus as the movie I view as a train wreck. That I watch you and I want to hold you and figure out how to fix you.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting you should say that. I feel that way very strongly about Prometheus,
Yeah.
that it has so much going for it, and yet it missed the mark, but yet I love watching it, but yet I love feeling so disappointed at the end. And I think that's what set some of these movies apart is I love watching it, but I always feel disappointed. Knowing I feel disappointed, but yet I want to watch the movie again. This movie, it was great back in the day. I remember loving it a lot back in the day. But I think seeing it with today's eyes, today's knowledge, today's history, I see a lot of what it ripped off. Borrowed from, right? There's a lot of
Yeah.
influences in this movie that it borrowed from or straight out took from. And I don't know if it works.
Yeah. And
know?
yeah, so this is what is it? It's definitely one of those ones where it's back in the day when like behind the scenes featurettes were still a big deal. So I saw a lot of that, and you're like, we've got lots of names here. We've got like
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
Pertwee, like right like before they hit. So it's like a Sean Pertwee here, of course, the son of Ron Pertwee, who let's know as Doctor Who. We've got he hasn't popped on the screen yet, but we've got Jason Isaacs, baby Jason Isaacs, way before he became Lucius
Baby.
Malfoy.
Yep. Yep. Lawrence Fishburne, Jolie
Pre,
Richardson.
yep,
Um,
pre-Matrix role, Lawrence Fishburne, and we got
yep.
Kathleen Quinlan, who we just saw in American Graffiti.
Yep. Exactly. What a nice little tie-in.
Yep.
Not recognizing her back in her American Graffiti days, she was so unrecognizable, and yet here she is 20 years later. This is the Kathleen Quinlan that I remember from the
Yeah.
movies. Um, Matt is saying, first time I saw it, I was, what the hell is this? Still
Yeah.
confused today.
Yes.
Okay, yes, I get that. But I think it's only because I've seen so many movies since this. And, it's still a solid sci fi adventure. I'll give it that. Great special effects. Some of them still hold up. That beginning sequence we saw, very
It was good.
impressive. It was really good. However, reports are that it took up 1/3 of the special effects budget in a 45-second clip. Not off to a good start when you're in for a longevity in the movie. You need to kind of space out where your budget goes.
Yep. There you go, Jason Isaacs right there.
Yep. Yeah,
Also,
it
we
is a
have
baby Jason Isaacs.
yep, we have Jack Noseworthy, who was fresh off of his stint, I believe, in Dead at 21 on MTV, and before he did Idle Hands, where everyone was sure he was supposed to be like the next big thing sort of deal, and he kind of like never quite hit there. But he was in a lot of stuff where you're like, hey, it's that guy, and they were trying to make him,
Yeah,
So
and there's a lot of in this all-star cast. There's a lot of, hey, that's the guy moment. Um, this really is an all-star cast, and I feel like they really do try with what they have. Sith Sister. Okay, I love this movie, and this is what Hellraiser in Space should have been.
and yeah,
Bingo.
that is
And it's
that is
my
true
wife's
fact
first
there.
time watching. Yeah, I think she hit the nail on the head. Um, coincidentally, they've outwardly and unashamedly stole a lot of Hellraiser's aesthetics for what the gravity ball thing that we're going to see later on. Yeah, and I mean they borrow from Alien. They're borrowing from Hellraiser, and
Yeah. I think it was like maybe even like The Haunting or The Innocents, because remember, this is supposed to be like a, um,
The
or was it
Haunting. Yes,
The Legend of Hell House? Think about it. It's a haunting in space. They were like, it's a haunted house in
yes,
space was one of the aesthetics they were going for when they were creating it.
yeah.
And so, of course, looking at the design of this ship, I suppose it's suited for its job, not necessarily aerodynamic, but maybe space dynamic,
Yeah,
astrodynamic. But at the same time, this is creepy. It's creepy. And I
it's
know,
creepy, and the hallways are too big for
yep,
space travel because you have to conserve on every inch in the construction. But okay, so Eric, it's a horror sci-fi movie. It's not that complicated, right? It really isn't. This is straight out of the gate. We're getting horror vibes, sci-fi vibes, very much like Alien, with
and
with Sam Neill in it. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
yep. And this is interesting. I just realized his name is Weir. Weir is also another name for gate. It's a type of gate. Hmm.
Interesting.
And he's basically opening a Stargate. My roommate, who was actually the person I was dating at the time, who we went to see this.
Hmm.
He called this like the prequel to Warhammer 40K. So for those of you not familiar, it's a type of also a strategy game, role play. It's like a whole different type of game experience, and it's like there are things that I think they said that this was one of their influences, and it's very specifically. Well, we'll come back with it because that actually contains spoilers.
Yeah, and so there are some people here that have not seen this movie. It came and went, and it was very it fell flat at the box office. Um, well, I
Oh,
don't know if one of the reasons why it fell flat is back in the editing when they were editing this movie. The schedule for editing got cut
Yeah.
way down because the resources had to go to another movie that was being done at that time that was way over budget, over the shooting schedule, and they had to crank that out. So I think the other movie was a priority, and that just so happened to be James Cameron's Titanic.
Ah!
So the resources from this movie had to go to Titanic, who was famously over budget. But you know, what are you going to do with James Cameron?
And
What do
well,
you
given how that turned out, maybe they made the right call.
And so maybe they did, but well, so here's a question. If they had given a little bit more time and budget to this movie, would it have turned into something a bit more solid?
Maybe.
You know, it's got a solid story,
Yeah.
but it's a very generic story, right? They're going to a ship that appeared out of seemingly nowhere in Neptune's orbit, has been gone for 7 years.
7 years.
So yeah, what's the significance of 7 years? Is it a big deal? Do we care at this point? No. But the ship appears out of nowhere.
They just put it out of nowhere. It was hanging out with Samara. No.
Right. And so Sam Neill's character isn't part of this crew. He is the designer, the builder of the ship that appeared out of nowhere, so he's along for the ride. Gee, this is a generic story so far. Where have we heard this before? Yes, Matt, thank you. This is the same plot as Disney's The Black Hole. So it borrows from a lot of other movies.
And then, of course, there was a lot of other movies. What was it? The one with Cillian Murphy. Sunshine. Come on.
Exactly.
Is anyone who watched Sunshine that didn't look, oh, this is the same movie?
So this is reminiscent of a lot of other movies that we've seen that might have been done a little bit better. And okay, we have Richard T. Jones
as Koopa.
As Cooper. He, at this point in his career, I don't know as if he was really well known. I knew him.
I don't think so.
From he was in Judging
Amy?
It Judging Amy?
Well, I think was he in the soaps too? I think that might have been where I knew him from around this time or shortly thereafter.
No, okay, Judging Amy was after this movie.
Yep.
But at this time I think he was a relatively unknown.
Yep.
Yeah, I was a huge Judging Amy fan. At the time it came out a couple years after that. After this movie. So
So let's see. He was in Dangerous the TV show Dangerous Minds. Ugh, sorry, dude.
Dangerous Minds? Why does that sound familiar?
Well, there's speaking
the
of
movie?
which is yes, there was a movie, but it was turned into a TV show briefly.
Really?
Dangerous Minds. We can discuss that. That'll be a whole thing. I might want to go on a rant on it about.
Huh? I never knew they made a series out of that. I remember the movie.
You remember the movie
Yeah.
Standard Deliver with Edward James Olmos?
Yeah.
Imagine that, but with a white lady in that place instead.
Yeah. Michelle Pfeiffer was the lead in that movie, right?
Yep, and it gave us Gangsta's Paradise.
Yep.
But is this one of the? He's doing the explanation of folding space. Is this the
Yes.
first time they've explained it like this on screen, and everyone else borrowed it, or is this also borrowing it from someone else? Because everybody seems to explain it this way. They're like, here, give me a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Push the paper through it.
I think he's the first one that actually did a visual representation of what it means to fold space. But I believe this was the general consensus as to how like a warp drive worked.
Yep.
It basically folded the space where it basically touched. So nothing new.
Let's see. Somehow GA showed us like somehow I don't think pinups would still be on paper 47. Maybe they're making Paper's making a comeback, make it subversive.
Yeah.
They're like,
Well, I think it just might, based on a lot of pushback that digital is now getting, because as it turns out, in case you guys didn't know, you don't really own your digital anything. You're just buying the rights to use a digital copy of your info. Whatever you have in the cloud, you're just buying access.
it's like. Also, you're right. Oh, Johnny Devick, this would be a rough Stargate episode. Did Stargate?
Yeah, and I'm sure it was. I'm sure this plot has been used up, thrown away, recycled so many more times. But I will give this movie props. There are some really scary elements. I really wish they had dug deeper. But as what happened, Paul Anderson wanted all the gory stuff to be kept in, but he had to throw it out.
Yeah, they're like, oh god, it's so gore, it's so gory.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Mr. Ferzel, this is why I'll buy DVDs and CDs and VHS. And they're making a comeback. And I'm redeveloping my DVD, Blu-ray, CD collection.
Yep.
Just for that reason, because it's all going to be, they're going to stop making all that. Yes,
like
Johnny Devick, that's straight from Stargate. Close the chevron. For the love of God, close the chevron.
And he just said, "Look like we're picking up some chop, sir." So it sounds a lot like, "Looks like we're in for some chop."
Yep. Yep.
Like you could see, like the freaking, yeah. So, yeah, Stargate had been released about 3 years before this, so I would be surprised if there was some serious influence from that in this.
Yeah, you're right. Stargate came out in 94. That is 32 years ago. That would be a great watch, Stargate.
It's almost as bad as learning. It's like, what is it? It's like 2008 was 16 years ago. You're like, ah!
Yeah, and when you hear kids these days say, I heard a YouTuber the other day talk about 1986, and she said, well, that was 3 years before I was born. And I said to myself, thank you, I graduated high school in 86.
Another thing I heard is like, oh my god, when did Motley Crue become oldies? Am I doing emotional damage to some of the people? We're in the
I think we talked about this during American Graffiti, that back in my high school days, we used to listen to the 60s as oldie music, but now kids today are listening to 80s as the oldies. Oh, Mr.
In the pipe, 5x5, yes.
Oh, 5x5 straight out of what? Aliens?
Yep.
Every horror sci-fi movie. Mr. Ferzel says, my 40-year-old VHS tapes still play. Unbelievable. I would never want to play them for fear that at any moment they dry up and just rip.
Old Johnny Depp said, Buffy and Angel both spent time in a hell dimension. Faith, 5x5, didn't. Well, actually, was Buffy in hell? Or was that the trick was that she wasn't in hell? She was in heaven. And that's why she was so pissed off.
And I think Buffy, I've never seen. And Angel, I think, wasn't Angel an offshoot?
Yep.
Or like a companion show to Buffy? Okay.
Yeah, it was a spin-off show.
And I wish I had more time. In my day, I'd watch all of this stuff that's been backlogged up on my list of things to watch.
Affirmative. Okay, so their hull's intact. They're showing deep cold. The crew couldn't survive unless they were in stasis. So Yes, the ship is kind of borked.
Yep. So yeah, they came upon the ship. This is they're on the Lewis and Clark, like an expedition ship, whatever
Yep.
their initial design was for, and Event Horizon is the ship that they've come upon.
Yep.
Just in case that makes any difference to the storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Dr. Weir here designed, aka Dr. Gate, designed the gate or the drive that allows it to act as a gate to fold
that's
stuff.
right. He calls it the gravity drive, which is in Star Trek speak would be the warp core, right? Or
Yep.
the warp engine, the
Yep.
and in Star Wars it would be also known
Hyperdrive.
as the warp
Yep.
drive, hyperdrive. Um, so
It's like, don't come
they've
for me,
all
Star
kind
Wars
of
fans, if I got that
what?
wrong. I said, don't come for me, Star Wars fans, if I got that wrong.
I know I'm a Star Trek and Star Wars fan, so it's all the same thing. And there's only a limited variation to the same kind of idea about folding space. So I'll give them that. They had to borrow that.
Wow. You hope it isn't the drive humanity got Galaxy Rangers? Wow, that's a throwback.
Um, oh, and what did they call it in Galaxy Quest? They also had that in Galaxy Quest as well. And
Uh,
the
something.
the sphere
Yeah, it had
or
to, like, the thing. It was like, because that was the villains wanted it. They're like, how'd you make this? We want that thing.
which in essence, I think if you activate it, it takes you back 15 seconds. So maybe okay, maybe
No one ever knew what
that
it
was
did.
that's
Spoiler
right.
alert.
Beryllium sphere. Thank you, Matt.
The
Thank
villain
you.
fear.
Sis sister, I've got Laserdisc from the early 80s that still play. No laser rot. Ugh,
Wow.
those are treasures. The Omega 13. Thank you, GH Zoder.
Yes.
The Omega 13.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah, so now they're on the Event Horizon. Obviously, no gravity. It's got to be freezing. Every single like science fiction horror trope that you can throw at that this movie's got.
Yeah. The sphere powered that drive in the Galaxy Quest. But yeah, now we've got weightlessness in space. Like, can we start tossing off the tropes here?
Yeah, oh yeah, every single trope ever that has existed is in this movie. And it was interesting when I did my pre-watch yesterday. I still had a lot of fun watching it, and at the end of it, I didn't feel like, oh my God, that's an hour and a half I want back of my life.
Yep.
So it's not a wasted time. I think the visual presentation of this movie is top notch.
And if
The
you see
acting. Oh, go ahead.
the columns there on that, I know for the production design they wanted to. It's specifically meant to like call back to a cathedral, so it's a bit like a church. So you see, like, it's got the vaulted ceilings.
And it's not as angular as you would expect on a ship. There are a lot of curved areas in this ship. I don't know if that helps or hurts the visual presentation. It's a bit unnerving because you would expect it to be a little bit more boxy.
Yep.
And this goes back to the design of any spacecraft. You have to account for every square inch, and you cannot waste space.
Yep.
You know what, Mr. Furzer, you're absolutely right. Pretty sure that water would be frozen and not sloshing around. Everything would be frozen up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Life, oh Johnny Devick. It's similar but more about physical danger. Yeah, Life was another one where, oh man, that's jacked up. Life is a movie that makes this seem hopeful.
Yeah, didn't Life come out a few years ago?
Yeah. Woo, gross.
Oh,
It's like,
I oughta
and
watch that.
who puts gates like that there? They look like freaking just like portcullises from some like medieval hell. So okay, so that's not water, that's coolant.
Oh, so
It's
maybe
some
that
early
wouldn't be.
CGI. And it's got some early CGI there. It's a little rough, but not bad.
Yeah, I'm getting Aliens vibes.
Yep. And if you see that window definitely looks like a cross, like something like a Templar cross almost. Well, maybe with flared, but yeah. So another callback to this being like a cathedral.
Is
And look,
that a
this,
purposeful choice, Miss
yeah,
Swift,
yeah,
in the
the
design?
cross-shaped windows and the vaulted ceilings, they were like I said, I remember the behind the scene featurettes that I used to watch these, and it was like, yeah, they were like the design was
Mhm.
meant to evoke cathedrals and like sacred spaces like that. Ah, and we've got our floating dead
Um,
body.
okay, so 2047, they're using CDs.
Yep.
Maybe that's what we have to look forward to. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
you don't get the
Super
same sort of.
Results also said that. Interactive CD-ROM. Yeah.
Well, I think there's another reason like CD-ROMs are coming back, based on some of the stuff to like because of AIs and whatever. But I forgot the very specific reason. But for something like this, maybe it survives radiation better than all digital.
Maybe. And maybe it's used as a backup.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if on
Cause you
some
ain't.
space missions they have a backup on disks just in case.
It's like you ain't got a cloud. You ain't got the cloud in space. You think
So
you were?
that,
I
uh,
thought I was though when I was trying to download a 1 megabyte file with a 2400 baud modem. Try trying to download your satellite telemetry through the
ugh,
void of space across 5 years.
uh-uh. Uh. So this gravity drive sphere is purposefully designed after the Hellraiser cube.
Justin,
I mean,
Justin,
I
you're
would
not
say
in
it.
time. You're not just in time.
Matt is saying it's not water, it's gravity goo.
Goo. Gravity goo, gravity goo. Life would fall to pieces
um,
without gravity goo.
GH, I don't know. Why is everything in this ship pointy?
All the better to stab you with, my pretty. Everything.
Um,
They're like,
oh,
this is
yeah.
a very.
I think that's foreshadowing. Why is everything pointy?
The design of this ship is very anti-crew.
Yeah,
Like,
I
screw you,
think
crew.
it's got to be a design choice, especially around this gravity drive.
It's like,
Uh,
Dr. Weird, you've got problems. You designed this ship with your designers and just the drive. Because maybe if it's just the drive your design, but everybody else, the person who decided to put the ship around that, could you imagine it's like some Hollywood designer? They're like, we need you to design a ship for us. And they come in, fabulous. I see spikes. I see cathedral.
and they probably were like, genius,
Yeah.
make it happen. um, okay, I have some information on this movie. So the budget, 50 to 70 million. It only pulled in 47 million at the box office. And okay, I want to double check. Um, even on that, so 50 to 70 million, and that's a pretty decent budget for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It should have made its money back,
Yeah.
but I bet this movie had some stiff competition.
So So yeah, it was like J.H.
And
or sorry, old Johnny W. is like, yeah, they needed an interior decorator that wasn't fresh out of rehab. Like, yes, the person who designed this must have just went through a very bad stage in their life. It's like everything is darkness and spiky points. That's how my heart feels. Very emo, very goth, so goth.
okay, yeah. So Titanic didn't even land in the theater until the end of '97. This came out in August. By all accounts, this should have at least made its money back based on what was in the theater. Let's see, major movie releases in August of '97. We have Spawn. That was a good movie. Air Bud, Conspiracy Theory, The Full Monty, Copland, Event Horizon. G.I. Jane came out a week after. Okay, The Full Monty and Conspiracy Theory. I saw those in the theater. I don't even remember this one in the theater.
I didn't see. I saw Conspiracy Theory on cable, but this one, yeah, this one I definitely saw in the theater. It
Yeah.
was a big deal. Like we were like, oh, let's go see that movie. Like what are we gonna do for our anniversary? Let's go see that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, GH is saying in competition from other more popular sci-fi flicks, Calbot is saying poor word of mouth at the time too.
Yep.
Yeah, because back then everything would have relied on word of mouth, reviewers in newspaper or TV, and yeah, it just didn't land. But I love all the individual elements of this movie work.
And okay, so well, we'll go get into it a little bit later. We
Okay.
haven't seen some of the captain here's best lines yet, so we'll get into that a little later. But like, yeah, we got this
Oh,
lady
he's
here.
got a
And
couple nice ones.
yeah, just like got a
Mhm.
Sam Weir here's like, hey, let's go on the Event Horizon. like how Mr. Smith, made by Sean Pertwee, there is like, no way in hell do I want to get in that ship. And I was like, I agree with you, sir. Look at that thing. And then what is this? Their little ship here, the Lewis and Clark, is looking like the pleasure barge for Utopia Planitia out of Fifth Element.
Yeah, that's another movie. I think Fifth Element came out before. I want to say.
Well, it was within the same few time span because I
Okay.
believe I saw Fifth Element at the same theater that I saw this movie at, and that theater no longer exists.
Fifth Element came out the same year. So,
Ah.
yeah, right around the same time. Okay. Sister saying, when this came out, it covered my sci-fi itch and my horror itch, and it quickly became one of my favorites. It does. It has everything.
Oh, so maybe that wasn't it. It wasn't our anniversary so much as it was. Oh, it was my birthday present. That's what I knew we'd gone to see this movie for a specific reason, but I think it was a
Yeah.
combination of my birthday and our anniversary.
And it looks like around this time, this would have been, if you're, into sci-fi and horror, there would not have been anything else like it at the time in the theater. So it would have been probably your logical choice. Hey, let's go see this one.
Yeah, because we were sci-fi nerds, so we were
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, we're gonna see this, we're gonna see that other thing
Always.
that released that day. So we're gonna see two different movies. Like, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I was raised on horror and sci-fi and never looked back. And when it's just combining in one and done well, there's just nothing like it. Or in a movie like this, if it's done well enough, I'll come back and revisit it. I'll probably watch this movie again because there's nothing inherently wrong with it.
Yeah.
And it moves
just-
along at a nice pace, and I'm glad that we don't have a longer version. I think this hour and a half ties everything up rather nicely.
I like how Mr. Smith here, Cooper is not having any of it. So we have Justin and doing his best proto version of the idiot from Prometheus who tried to tempt the snake. He touched the gravity drive and got sucked in. So again, that was another one for the behind the scenes featurettes where they talked about the actors had talked about what their character was, and that character, Justin, was meant to be sort of like a curious character, and he wants to touch and he wants to explore, and that's the mindset Jack Noseworthy had going in when he was like, "Oh, why are you going to touch this thing?" Well, I'm like, he's like the one who's looking. He wants to know how stuff works. He wants to take it,
Right.
touch it and look at it.
Well, and they do. All these characters have their own little roles in this movie and their own roles that they have to play. And I think, okay, so at this point, because the Lewis and Clark suffered the hull breach, no spoilers, did we already have the hull breach and so they had to go over to the event?
Yes.
Horizon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
It happened
Yeah,
about
so there-
2 or 3 minutes ago.
Okay. In essence, so now they're trapped. This ship is their lifeline now. So of course they would give all their time and attention now to figure out how to get the ship up and running as their lifeline, while the Lewis and Clark has to be fixed.
Yep.
Matt is asking, I'm assuming this was released in 3D the way things kept hitting the screen. No, it wasn't.
No, I don't think it was. No, it was
No.
just. I think they were just like, "Oh, look what we can do with CGI." There's this thing there. It was more look at how we could make this look that way.
Yeah.
And also, we not was another quotable there from a character Stark, played by Jolie Richardson, the most powerful, destructive force in the universe, and you created one. Their delivery on some of these lines is just like, you're just so, oh my god, really flat or like overly dramatic. You're like, ooh, most
It's
powerful force. in
it's
the universe.
obvious they're acting.
Yes.
Right. And the sign of a great movie is when the actor absorbs the character, becomes the character, and it becomes natural, where you actually see them as the character and not the actor.
Yep.
Yeah, one of the faults of this movie is the actors are, I think, trying to act.
Yeah.
And-
Sam Neill is probably one of the best things in it, and even he has a few times where you're like,
Yeah, when you're looking at them knowing they're obviously acting, it takes you out of the movie experience where you just want to be immersed in it and taken away to this land that has been created, the movie, the atmosphere, the location, the storyline, and just immerse yourself in it. And things like that kind of take you out of it, where it's like, oh yeah, you're acting a little too hard, or you're not acting enough, and I'm not buying it. Acting, yes. Calbot, I love that. John Lovitz when he does that.
I was merely acting.
I'm
And
acting.
yes, what was it? Johnny Devick. Yeah, there's bits of Galaxy of Terror and Life Force and space here. Yeah, so that's another thing this feels like. If someone had taken the part of Life Force where they're on the ship at the first part and like all the stuff is happening and tried to turn that into a full-length movie, might say this is pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought she was being stern and accusatory. Yes. So, the most powerful, destructive force in all the all the universe, and you created one. But I don't know. I can't. She's not selling it for me. She's like, I get that she's supposed to be she's supposed to be the hard one, like who's just like, I'm the no nonsense person. Her and the captain sort of worked that together, but I don't know. I'm not feeling it from her.
I think it might have been miscasting.
Yep.
Yeah, I think a couple of these actors could have been replaced with someone a little bit more believable. But Jolie Richardson, I just kind of, I really question. I don't know as if she's really been in anything substantial besides this movie.
Well,
Um,
as a lead, not sure, but she's been in stuff like Fallen and 101 Dalmatians. Uh, you know,
yeah, I mean she is well known, but uh, yeah, okay. And I
I
know
think
she.
she had a big role in the Tudor. Well, sorry, in Nip Tuck, but a small role in Tudors and stuff.
Okay, and that was after this movie. I think Nip
Way
Tuck was
after, what,
yeah,
2000s?
the 2010s, I believe.
Okay, yeah.
Um, Eric, isn't that the kid from the movie Flatliners
Playing this,
playing her son?
Noseworth, playing her son, because it's not Jack Noseworth. He's not in either version of Flatliners.
That is a good question. Anybody want to do a search on that? I didn't make a connection.
And I'm usually all about the clip.
Matt is asking why is my first thought to recast this movie with Muppets?
Yes, that would
Okay,
be awesome. Horror
a
movie,
Muppet, a
sci-fi
Muppet horror
horror
movie.
Muppets. Oh my god, sorry.
Sold.
Sold. Shut
Yeah,
up and take my money.
I'm there. Let's do a Kickstarter. Let's get that movie off the ground. We'll find someone to write the script. Matt, yes, posted the casting choices
Yeah.
over there in Discord. Yes, we'll cast them.
It's like, yes, Screamers
Um,
is another good callback for a movie. Pigs in space.
love the Muppets. Um, okay, I love now that he's in the internal workings of the gravity drive.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I love the aesthetics. I love the cinematography. I love the way that this is shot. This is beautiful storytelling, in my opinion. Um,
Sorry,
so
laughing at old Johnny Devick's comment.
grim.
It's like,
Oh yeah,
ooh,
Johnny
look,
Depp, Captain Pig searches for meaning after losing Miss Piggy to suicide. Oh,
hey, this looks like the
that
inside
is
of my
grim.
computer with the RGB lighting.
Yeah, it is.
It's like, wee.
And speaking of flatliners, um, yeah, I still don't know if that is the kid from Flatliners, but a lot of this underlying story theme is borrowed from Flatliners. I don't know intentionally, on purpose. Was it accidental? Was it because Paul Anderson was just a big fan of movies in general
That's
that
what I
you
think.
unconsciously borrow from your favorites?
Yeah, like
Um,
this movie reminds you of everything that
it
came
reminds
before.
you, it's like everything. This underlying drama of some of these visions, nightmares, whatever you think the crew is having, it's borrowing from Flatliners. And the whole story of Flatliners is the students purposefully, you know, unalive themselves to dive deeper into the human psyche. And they go into this really dark place of their hidden, repressed memories of childhood. And in essence, when they come back and are revived, those visions follow them back into the land of the living. And we have kind of a mirrored image of that that's kind of going on here.
And you
Um,
also, like, this is also like a very I'm trying to think of what other movies do it, because it feels like it's become a trope. I'm not sure if how much of a trope it was before this, but you're basically you're taking what you bring into this thing. Like that's how the ship's affecting you. Whatever you brought in with you is what's coming for you.
okay,
It's like a bad
that's a very
it's like
good
a bad
point.
trip.
That's a very good point. So it's a very directed um, effect of being on the ship or you know in the presence of this gravity drive instead of randomness.
And it
Okay,
makes you what
I can
and
see
it's,
that.
here's like another hint here. You're like, this movie, it was like, so what's up with DJ here? That was a very distinctive and profound response from DJ to grab a guy and like
pretty drastic.
Yeah, hold a thing to his thing, and he's like traumatized there, and there's something else that happens where you're wondering, what's the story behind that?
Yep. Sith Sister's asking who doesn't love the Muppets. I freaking love the Muppets. I would read you every movie with the Muppets if I could, and it would just be a blast. So here's another movie. Yes.
I ran the bioscan with the DNA, RNA readings.
Calbot is saying Hallucinations of Loved Ones, Solaris from 1972, remade
Yes, that's
by
what I was thinking of.
Soderbergh in 2002. Yes, and they borrowed heavily from Solaris.
Yep.
And here's what
So
you were
like
talking about, the interaction between Stark and the captain. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be like this heavy moment because they're supposed to be like the captain and then his number two. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying that she's the number two. I'm not buying that she went to any kind of
That
police
she's the
military
no
training for
yeah.
this.
That
I'm
she's
not
the no
buying it.
nonsense one who's like coming up
No.
with all the theories and like, here I have a theory about what's going on.
I would
And you and I
rather.
need to get to the
I think
bottom
I'd
of
buy
this.
Kathleen Quinlan went through
Yeah.
some heavy duty training over that.
I can see dead pigs. Oh, Johnny Depp. Sorry. Vince are the backbone of modern engineering. You always got to have cooling.
Yeah. Good point, Matt. This is why the gravity drive is designed like a blender to merge many movie plots
Yes.
in the span of an hour and a half. I love it.
And you know what? I wonder also, I'm pretty sure we've all seen the 13 Ghosts remake. If you're wondering what
Uh,
the Oculus Infernum reminds me a lot of the Gravity Drive.
I want to say, okay, 13th Ghost. The original was 1960. The remake,
Yeah. The one with Tony Shalhoub and Matthew Lillard. Yeah, that one
that's
had
the
like
one.
Yep.
Okay, I remember Tony Shalhoub being in it for some reason, and I always think of him as Monk.
Yeah.
But no, he's like a legit movie star too.
Yeah, well, speaking of Galaxy Quest, he was in that.
Speaking of
And then, of
Galaxy
course,
Quest, that's right.
prior to Monk, he had like a long run on Wings. I
He
never really
was.
watched. I never really watched Wings, so that didn't imprint itself in my head.
Yep, that was the first time I saw him on Wings, and he was the cab driver. One of the things that I notice about the crew here, each one of them goes through moments of
Panic.
thinking they're crazy and having this turmoil. You think at some point when they each individually go through it, they would then come together and say, "Dudes, we're hallucinating. It's all a dream. Let's stick together. This is not happening."
You don't split up. Don't split up. Okay, here she goes. She's like, get away from that door.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the one moment from her that I buy. In our current environment, Dr. Weir, self-control is an asset. Maybe not the line, but her, like, the way she did some mobility control
Yeah.
on that arm.
I buy that because that is a very simple maneuver to
Yep.
do to someone. You don't need specialized training, and all you do is a simple move, and you've got them in a very dicey predicament.
Yep.
Oh yes, Calbot. There's a picture of Tony Shalhoub from Galaxy Quest.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun. That movie, I could just watch it every day and never get tired of it. Okay, I think we're at this one of the scenes. Justin's in the airlock.
Yes.
Yeah. Ugh, I'm not buying it. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away to you that have not seen this movie before, but it's just a rather far-fetched scene. Oh, GH is saying this coming up is one of the two scenes I actually closed my eyes for when I saw this as a kid. Yes, this is a
Yeah,
pretty
this-
traumatic scene.
Yeah. Inside me. From the other place. That's almost what I almost made my uh little handle. I almost said Ms. The Dark Inside Me Swift.
That would be a good one. Yeah, there's just not enough gore to make this an R movie. So I think that's why they stuck with, what is it, PG-13. I think there's just enough gore that it should have gotten a PG-13.
I think they were trying to avoid NC-17 on this sucker.
Oh, it was still an R. Okay.
Yeah.
There's
The
just
extra
enough
stuff
to
would
keep
have
it
been
an
enough
R.
to be like a R. And I think uh there might be some of the deleted scenes may have made it onto YouTube. I'm not sure. It could just be a myth. I haven't actually gone looking.
Okay, so there might be some deleted scenes that they took out in
It's all
editing.
well and good for you to snap out of it now, Justin. You had already initiated the sequence.
Yeah, it's too bad, so sad. Yeah, I'm not buying this. That it is too late. Once you open an airlock, you have maybe 2 seconds of consciousness. That's it. Um, but this is an interesting sci-fi scene, and it works. GH is saying slow
Yeah.
body horror mutilation always gets me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Body horror is some of the most graphic, unnerving, unsettling stuff to see on a big screen.
Yeah, Mr. Furzel over in the the chat was talking about that scene was primarily featured in the trailers. You remember? It's like, yeah, I remember that trailer too, and like. So I want to have to say that's one of my criticisms about this film is that it just had a whole bunch of lines where you're like, oh, they saying it that way just so it could be trimmed and cut and thrown in the trailer.
You know, I bet
Right,
you're
if
right.
you take it out of context and you throw it in the trailer.
And you have to have it. You have to have it a certain dramatic fashion to put in a trailer.
Did you get to the line?
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? What are you telling me, Sergeant or Lieutenant? That this ship is alive? You know, it's like,
There is elements later on that we'll see that I know are a direct ripoff of Hellraiser that you could totally tell. It's still done well. I'm not complaining. Okay, good point, Mr. Furzer. You could survive for a few moments in a vacuum if you empty out your lungs, like he was saying, so there's nothing for the vacuum to pull apart.
Yep.
Yeah.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
Yeah.
Exactly. In space, no one can hear your existential dread.
Yeah, didn't they have maybe it's coming up or okay, maybe there's a scene coming up where there's a big explosion but there is no sound. Yeah, because there wouldn't be any sound in space. Or was I thinking of the movie Interstellar, which I happened to see again this week? And there's a lot of explosions in space in that movie that don't have any sound. That's pretty cool. Interstellar might be a good watch party. It's a longer movie, though. I remember it being polarizing at the box office. Either you loved it or you hate it. And I think I fall somewhere in the middle. I love watching it. I don't think it's the best movie, but very well done.
It's like you're trying to figure it out, Dr. Weir.
GH is saying Nolan flicks are often too long and artsy. Yeah. He's known for that, but he's a very good filmmaker. Very much like Kevin Costner, who is a self-proclaimed storyteller, not a movie maker. He's a storyteller. So they tend to run long because there's so many elements of the story that they want to tell correctly. So I give them props for that, and I just kind of go along for the ride. And, it's either hit or miss.
It's like I was like,
wait, go
Dr.
ahead.
Weir is still trying to figure this out, but Dr. Alan Grant would have had it solved already. Alan, it's dinosaurs.
And Laura Dern would have been there with him.
Just like Jolie Richardson, you discount Laura Dern.
Just picture Laura Dern being cast instead of Jolie Richardson. That would have been a riot. And I think they purposely didn't do that because Jurassic Park came out a couple years prior to this, so there would have been that natural comparison. You would think at this point Dr. Weir would know exactly what's going on. He designed the damn thing, right?
Well, maybe that's why he's confused. He was like, it's just supposed to be like poof, poof, poof. There's like, it's just space travel.
No, it shouldn't be a surprise to him. He should know exactly what's going on.
It's like when you go underneath the ocean, you shouldn't find Cthulhu, You're just doing deep space exploration, but the next thing you know, there's Cthulhu and giants of the deep and deep ones everywhere. That's not supposed to happen. And here's another one. It's like, have you seen fire in zero gravity? It's beautiful. It just comes at you.
So here's a question. Is Weir telling the truth when he designed this? And with the gravity drive and all of that, none of this was supposed to happen, right? So somewhere along the line, I think this is actually part of the plot of the movie that might not have been addressed. When the event Horizon crossed over crossed over somewhere where it wasn't supposed to go and came back, maybe that's what's messing these guys all up. And I think that might actually be the gist of the story.
We went somewhere, but we didn't come back alone.
And so where do we also know that from in other movies? Was that the case of the black hole too?
We ate the bag salad, but we didn't come back alone.
But
yes, bad man. That's a good salad.
One. Don't eat
cracking wise, but there, Mr. Matt.
Yep. Okay.
Twice as good with hell dinosaurs. Yes.
I was just reading that. Yes. Put some dinosaurs in there.
It was Liberatime. Tutame. So, we're here because your bad translation, oh my God.
Yep. Now he's getting it right. Okay, here's a fun fact from my Amazon rental. Did you know
different movie.
Jeremy Irons and Amy Brenneman were originally set to star in this film?
I did not know
that would have been interesting because Amy Brenneman also starred in Judging Amy with Richard T. Jones years later.
There we go. Brings it right back around full circle.
So there's a connection.
Where no man had wanted to go before. Good puns up coming up here.
That's a good one. And Matt, you can't go weird without weird.
We're all going to die down here.
We're all going to die out here.
We are going to die.
Yeah, I'm getting such Aliens vibes now. But there's a definite blue tone to this movie, whereas Alien has a green tone to it.
And speaking of Paul W.S. Anderson, get some Resident Evil vibes.
Yes, in a very direct way, because
Yeah.
there is a definite connection, because Paul Anderson works with, I want to say, the director of Resident Evil years in the future, and I think I might have to double check this, so don't quote me as 100% accurate on this, but was there an editor that came on this movie that he later worked with on the Resident Evil movies? Oh, there's some connection. So here we see the backstory of what happened on Event Horizon. A lot of the lost footage and like the lost VHS tape and the added footage that they wanted to put in, all of that is lost, which included a lot of this body horror from the backstory of what happened.
We're getting the heck out of here.
So we know it was shot, they filmed it, but I think at this point in filmmaking,
I guess they
right,
got-
late
yeah.
90s, when you create the extra footage that you're not used, that's not used in the theatrical version, you save it. What's the cardinal rule? You save it. Nothing ends up on the cutting room floor. Long gone are the days that things were put in the trash. You don't put footage in the trash, right? They
And it
should
was this
know
part-
this.
they put it somewhere and it disintegrated. Wasn't that what someone said earlier? And yeah, GH Zone. That was always, I
Yeah,
think.
what is
So
the
they went
story?
through the gate and instantly went nuts and started killing each other. Apparently,
So yeah, apparently that's
good
so
words there.
something
Fuck
happened.
this ship. Fuck
Yeah.
your couch. And I know to this day, when I'm having when I think something's going really wrong and I'm just really frustrated, I still go like "Liberate me tutte mi ex infernus" and just go ah. We're just like, it's like somebody save
okay.
me. It's like,
But that's a really good expression you just did. I mean, that's yeah, I like that.
got shot.
All right. So who's getting X-Men vibes?
Yeah. They're whatever. Maybe they reused the prop for X-Men. Because isn't that only a year or two after this?
A couple years. Well, our
Yeah.
first introduction to what did they call that? His brain, the professor's like brain that he can connect to
Cerebro.
all- Cerebro. Yes.
Yep.
When was our first introduction to Cerebro?
And you see this little spiral thing behind the scenes. They talked about how hard it was to try and film themselves walking down this properly because that spinning cylinder throws you off. That's kind of like what it's meant to do. Like if you ever went to the fun house and they had you walk through that tube, you had trouble where the spinning tube around it made it hard for you to like walk straight because the walls were spinning around you.
Yeah, and very disorienting.
All that space map has happened on Star Trek TOS episode Naked Time. And they also revisited that weirdness, didn't it, in first season of Next Gen, right? Because I remember that's like a lot of first season of Next Gen. I was like, are you just recycling old Star Trek TOS plots?
And the answer would be yes.
So Jeremy Bolt produced this and Resident Evil, yes. It makes me nauseous. Ripley's Believe It or Not locations have them. Yeah.
Kathleen Quinlan was nominated for, I think she was nominated for an Academy Award. What movie? Anybody know off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head.
And I'll give
And I
you
remember
the
this one.
year.
This was always such a brutal death. Like wow, it's like wham, bam. They're like
1995, she was nominated for a Golden Globe and an Academy Award, I believe. Let me just double check. Um, awards and nominations.
I never promised you a rose garden. Oh.
She actually won a Screen Actors Guild Award in '96. Golden Globe, she was nominated Best Supporting Actress. Academy Award, she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for the same movie. Anybody remember what that was? Yes, his sister got it. Apollo 13.
Oh, Apollo 13. Oh,
Apollo
yeah.
13. Yep.
You know what?
James Love's wife.
I'm trying to think. Have I actually seen the whole thing? Yeah. Claire, answer the question, Claire. Oh no.
Yeah, from what I know, the gal that is playing Claire, his wife, Holly Shant.
Yep.
I have not seen her in anything else, and the name does not ring a bell.
Yep, same.
Oh, but yeah, he's having. Yeah, this is a nightmare revisit for him.
You weren't there. You wouldn't have seen any of this. This is just your imagination.
It had to have been, right? Because he didn't see any of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's disturbing. They could have gone really deep and gross in that scene. Oh, that's right, because I forgot about the this nudity would have definitely brought it up to an R.
It's just like the little brown granny panties.
Exactly.
I have such sights to show you. We all float down here. You'll never be alone. Sorry.
Well, there, Stephen King vibes. Yeah. If we had clowns coming out of all that goo, that would be horrific.
Yep, we have such sights. Yeah, James. Yeah, Roger Corman would have appreciated that. Oh, Johnny Depp. Yes, right out of the Corman school on that. We got a little blood, a little guts, a little nudity. Perfect.
Sith's sister's acting. Why did you fall down the one tunnel that had stuff sticking out from the sides? You know this is a death ship. I know. Why? Why did she do that? Why? Yeah, Mr. Furzel is asking, yeah, on the heels of that, why does the ship kill them at all? You can't play with their minds and bodies that way. Yeah, I think the whole crux of it is it went through like the portal to hell instead of a black hole.
The ship is still a little confused. You know how it is. You teleport and then your mind is kind of scrambled and you're just kind of get your bearings. It's like waking up.
Right.
You got to figure stuff out. So maybe you're not making the same choices you might have if you were fully awake.
Right.
It had a long trip.
This is still not as psychologically, what's the term? Scary, psychologically heavy as Alien, where you know the creature is stalking you one by one. You can't outrun it. You're stuck on a ship with it, and it's stalking you one by one and killing you off one by one. That is scary as hell. This is more like it's psychologically coming after you one at a time, but it's not as scary.
Yep. The look on his face there, where you're just like, oh, dang. That's right up there with the look Jeff Daniels' character had in Speed, where he looked at that thing and he was just like, oh, poo.
Yeah. Yeah, I almost put Speed on our summer watch party list. Almost. But Speed came out in the 90s. I put this one instead. This is from the 90s. This is our nod to Sam Neill.
And bye-bye, Lewis and Clark. There's no Sacagawea here
That's right.
to pull you out your fat out of the fire.
It is that completely gone. Yeah, and speaking of segue into another death, Reggie Bannister passed away last week, who we know from Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Yeah.
Johnny Devick, this movie could be called Eyes Wide Cut. Yes.
Yeah, why is it affecting their eyes as much? Are they just cutting out their own eyes because of what the horrors that they have seen?
Yep. I don't want to see
we got a
this.
Hellraiser.
And we have Johnny Devick's like, we have eternity to play with your flesh. Oh wait, scratch that. We have a few seconds. My bad.
Yep.
I forgot. We just the clocks just rolled back. We have a few seconds. Oh, I forgot about a meeting. I've got to be there to go see. Go see a man about a horse. Yeah, so here's another scene where you're like, what's going on with your... What backstory do you have, DJ?
Okay, Weir has completely gone to the dark side.
Yep.
He has to be possessed by something because he gouged his own eyes out, or whoever gouged his eyes out, but yet he can see enough to move around the ship. Yeah, I'm not getting the sense that he's. I don't get it. But that is some pretty good effect.
Yeah, this
On
was
his
always
makeup.
pretty brutal too, how DJ got it. And, like, that's what I was talking about. You know, whenever you wondered what the story was, the way he like went in on the guy with the scalpel, and you see this scene here where he's just got the cut down. And now again with the religious overtones of that looks. So one, you've got the I want to call it. There's a bit of the Christian pose reference, but also if you know that the godmen or the yoga swamis who would hang themselves from hooks, that's another religious devotion there from I believe India.
And that was the same kind of thing that was borrowed in Hellraiser, right? The whole idea of hooking yourself, you hooking your flesh.
Yep.
Yeah, definite Hellraiser vibes.
We live in the shadows. Justice is blind. You can call me Justin.
Calbot is saying the eyes are the window to the skull.
So-
Bill McNeil from
Neil.
News Radio. Love that show. I used to watch that all the time.
Using his third eye from beyond. Oh, I loved Third from Beyond. Was at the Hideaway.
Thank you.
Oh,
GH. Silence of the Lambs also borrowed that.
Yeah.
And hooking up the flesh.
Oh, what was the cell? The cell with Jennifer.
Yes.
The villain in that had a thing where he would hang himself over hooks over his victims.
Vincent Vaughn was in that, right? No, Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio, yeah.
D'Onofrio.
And there's another
That's it.
Jurassic Park reference. He was in Jurassic World. But yeah, so the what is it? The angel or the crucifixion of the guard when Hannibal Lecter was escaped that time. How he just hung the guy up there.
Yep.
Very artsy.
Vince
Remember,
Vaughn was
this
in the cell as well. Both
Yes.
of them.
Remember,
Jennifer
this
Lopez
movie,
stars in it. I know.
this
a
movie
bit-
reminds you of everything.
Of everything, yes. You know what? And The Cell has not been on my radar lately. It was a very good movie. I thought very
Beautiful,
well done.
gorgeous movie. A
Very
little ropey
deep.
plot-wise, but yeah, that was a pretty.
Yeah, it's heavy. Oh yeah, Weir's consumed by the dark side. Okay, so what is it? Did he pin his eyes shut? Is that it?
He sewed his eyes up. I think it's
Sewed his
like one
eyes
of the
up.
things he did after he was done with DJ. After he strung him up, he sold so to another dimension. All right. So now that that's been said explicitly, we bring back the Warhammer 40K universe. Is that in 40K there's a whole thing where they travel via the warp, but it turns out you punch into the warp, it's nothing but chaos gods and all this sort of madness. And the more you do it, the more mad you get. So there's like beings in there waiting to stalk on real meat drivers. It's like a very grim world setting, and I believe this was one of their inspirations. But yes, it's a very thing about the chaos. The warp is full of a substance called chaos. There's chaos gods who just want to tear and destroy. So that's how it's coming.
Interesting. I'm just reading up on that. Warhammer 40K. And there are 4 chaos gods. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So check that out.
It's like we have such sites to show you who bring a blind dog or a support person. Or anyone's radar. Pinhead taking a nap. would he be Pinterest? Oh my god. Death spawn pun stands in stark contrast. Whoop! Woohoo! Aren't you?
Oh, is that
Cooper? That was Cooper. Cooper tried to make a comeback. Provided an opportune distraction.
Oh, Miss Swift, if you can turn your volume down a little bit. I think your movie's coming through a little bit. So I have a little bit more backstory on the release of this movie. This movie was originally supposed to be released in the fall, and Titanic was supposed to be released in the summer, but Titanic got pushed back, so they had to put this movie in its place. So that's why the editing got shortened, because they had to put this movie in the theater pronto. So everything just kind of got screwed up, and maybe if they had a little bit more time to edit and use a little bit more of the original footage, maybe it would have worked better. I don't know. I still think this is a hell of a good movie. It's pretty solid.
See, I always knew that freaking captain's chair design always seemed like a bad idea.
Yes. It makes no sense to have it, but it's a design choice. I think just to differentiate itself from the obvious comparisons that we would make. Yes, Matt. Titanic sunk, Event Horizon. Yes, GH has also said this movie would have been sunk if it was released with Titanic. Absolutely. I think everything else sunk because of Titanic.
It sunk because of Titanic, but it just felt like the editors were left out to sea.
Yeah. In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So the other thing about this movie is Lawrence Fishburne's delivery on some of these lines. So it's something I came to. I don't really like Morpheus from The Matrix, and it's because he spoke all in quotes, and when we talk about you don't want to hear them acting, people are like, oh no, it's supposed to be profound. I'm like, no, it literally says. I would go through a movie and I'd watch. Give us another quote for the poster.
Yeah.
And so Lawrence Fishburne's character, I guess I see the proto Morpheus in this with the way he delivers some of his lines. What do you mean, this kid? Are you telling me this ship is alive? Quote. I just feel like, ooh, poster.
Yeah.
Poster shot.
I can see that.
This ship killed its crew.
It's a very deliberate, straightforward delivery, just like he delivers it as Morpheus in The Matrix. And I think Morpheus is a very purposeful character, so I think it works better, the delivery as Morpheus, but not so much in here. It's the same vibes.
Yep.
But we know he's not Morpheus.
Not yet.
Not yet.
About 2 years away. Well, actually, depends on when the
production timelines are. 99, I think.
Yep.
Matrix came out. 99.
So Titanic sunk.
Yep.
Event Horizon. It's like,
Um,
no, the Titanic sunk below the horizon.
yeah, and I do have The Matrix as a possible watch party because I think it's a lot of fun to watch. The first one. Um, the second one and the third one, I think, complete the story. I don't think we need them. I think the first one was a complete movie in and of itself. End of story.
Like, here's another uh, thing I don't think gets very fleshed out about Lawrence Fishburne's character is that the obligation he feels to his crew. Like, that's something I saw from the behind the scenes, and you're supposed to take it, but like it feels like that part is missing. Maybe it wound up on the cutting room floor or something. But the sort of, I don't know, the sort of a feeling attached to it is missing. Ah, the walls bleed. No, no, bleeding walls is always a bad sign.
And here's a revealing mistake. At around an hour, 23 minutes, near the end, when Cooper watches the blood flowing above the ceiling lights, the front of the flow does not change shape at all. And also, just before the camera changes, briefly jumps backwards, revealing it to be a plastic printed film above the light fixture, which the light is merely shining through.
And so, anyone else get the elevator of blood vibes from that?
The Shining.
Yeah.
Yep, The Shining.
It's like this movie isn't bad. It's just there's just like small parts where like if you'd had maybe they had time to like polish it up or do some things.
And maybe may not borrow from all over all the time, all the way through your movie.
Yeah, that's what it's like. They had time to polish it off, file off the serial numbers a little more.
Yeah, I mean, do something original. I'm
'Cause I
all
think
about trying to find something original.
so when I'm going through my like I'm not necessarily even all about something original, but I know that sometimes when you're doing the first version of something or maybe it's your first pass or so, maybe you will borrow heavily from things or like to get it done, you just like you start putting in things and maybe it's bits and pieces that jumped into your head because there's something you're familiar with from something else.
Right.
But you give it a little bit of time, you start filling in with what makes it uniquely yours, and you start filing that stuff down and taking off those rough edges and making it more your own. So
Yeah. And I think that kind of goes without. That's kind of an assumption when someone's
yeah.
wanting to get into filmmaking is because you love the industry, you love making films, and you've probably seen a lot of movies, and you will subconsciously pick and choose what you like about certain directors, certain actors, and what elements you want to bring to your movie. So yes, you are going to borrow, you are going to be influenced, but let's see some originality in you bringing your story to the big screen. Oh yeah, we could see Pinhead. I can see Pinhead right here.
Yep.
Put a few nails in your head. I know. So sister, originality, what's that? Exactly.
And maybe the origins of what was it? The villain from House of the Dead movie. Actually, I'm not sure. Was he in the video game too? But another one with a little sliced up face there. Sliced up face guy. Ramirez, Ramos or something. Let me show you.
When did the House of the Dead first come out?
90 something. So the video games were out in the 90s, I think. The movie version, a good old Uwe Boll classic, came out I think early 2000s.
The House of the Dead, 1978. That must have been the original one.
No, not that's something different.
That's something different? Okay.
Yeah.
The House of the Dead from 1978. Interesting.
Not the House of the Dead, House of the Dead.
House of the Dead, not the House of the Dead.
Yes. House of the Dead was 2003. So, but then there's the arcade game, which was what the House of the Dead game movie was based on. So House of the Dead came out in 97. So
Okay.
roughly the same year as this. So perhaps they were that villain's look. He has like a patchwork look. May have been inspired by this movie
Could have been.
and or Hellraiser. Coming with me.
So the gist of this movie would be the ship went to the portal through to hell and came back, and so now what came back wants to keep the portal open.
Or bring more people to it. It's like a portal
Right.
to a hell dimension.
Right.
And it's got a taste of
The
something else.
hell or a hell dimension? I
Who
don't
knows?
know.
Yeah, that
Who
was one
knows?
of the things they kept it ambiguous. Like, did they actually go to hell, or is it just like the dimension of
Mhm.
chaos? Hell dimension. It could kind of almost be anything.
It could, yeah. And it
And now
leaves
you've
it
got the
open to our
implications of,
interpretation.
well, what must the captain here have gone through once he goes through into the hell dimension with this guy?
Well, yeah, that's a very good question. By blowing it up, do you blow up the portal? You shut everything down, or does that mean you've actually gone to the portal and it's now shut?
Yeah.
Um,
So it seems as though, like, and you're still figuring out, like, did it go and it brings something back with it, or is it went there and then it made the ship alive? Remember how, what was it, V'ger from the Star Trek The Motion Picture,
yeah.
where
Um,
the probe and it mixed something and it became almost semi-sentient?
yeah, wasn't that the basis for the Star Trek movie that the
Yeah.
Voyager, the deep space probe,
Yep.
brought back something? Something like that.
72 days later.
72 days later, that's right. And we have the final girl and the final boy, right?
Yep. And at this time, I was just so glad that one of the black people survived.
Yeah.
Because we were still at the cusp of when that wasn't assured. So I was like, oh god. I'm like, oh, they killed Cooper. I was like, damn it. Blow it all to hell. They're done
Three
that.
survived? No, I don't think.
Remember they put Justin in the
Oh, they
gravity
did.
bed.
Yes. Thank you, G. And GH is reminding, yeah, Justin. Who survived the airlock? I don't know. Ooh, Johnny Devick is saying we need a crossover where Khan from Star Trek 2 is picked up by the crew of Event Horizon before they disappear. Ooh.
We're
Oh.
gone. 9, 10, never sleep again.
Yeah, that'd be freaky.
And
Just
just
in
like
time.
scream-
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. It is creepy door opening. Like, is it a dream? Is it really? Are they just gonna go back? You never know. That the way that door closes, that's very sinister.
Yeah, and that is a very quick hour and 36-minute movie. Quick, and it was very nicely paced, I think. They didn't drag out the story. They didn't drag out anything. No wasted time, maybe. There you go, guys. Anybody had
It's
seen this
so-
for the first time? What'd you think?
Yeah. Because I remember I would watch this one, like, so I saw it in the theaters, and like whenever it would come on, I would watch it, and it was almost like, I don't want to say like an obsession, but it was just like, what about this is like, if you find something in your tooth and you just want to go like, you're like, what? There's something of like, it was so close. You just want to watch it over and over again. Like I said,
Yeah.
I want to hold you and fix your problems.
Yeah, and this is a movie that I don't feel betrayed at the end. I don't feel empty. I just feel like, like, oh, you guys. Okay, Matt is asking what is up with this end credit music. Mr. Frozo responded and said late 90s electro credit song. It is, yep, that
You won't
90s,
take
what?
my picture. What was it? A Valentine had a similar sort of vibe. It's like, yes, Cowbot. That's kind of almost how I feel. I didn't quite hate it. I was like, well, the thing I didn't like about it was that it was almost good. Cowbot, where it's like, Cowbot said they hated it in '97. They like it better now, but it's not a favorite. Yes, pretty much like that.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily hate it, but I was just like, there's something off.
But yeah, it's still it's a good movie. It's a solid movie.
Yeah,
Johnny
yeah.
Devick is saying it feels a bit incomplete, but the setting and mood is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like parts of it they did like really well. It was just like I said, some of the line deliveries, and there's like some gaps here where I felt like, like it's like you're just watching a movie like I can tell that there's something missing, and I could never quite figure out what it was.
And I could also tell what he was trying to do with this movie. So I give a lot of grace
Yep.
for the director, producer, everybody working together to try to make the movie they want. Because it's there, right? It's. All right, so let's move over to Sith Sister and the cheese rating. Okay, so I still like it. It's cheesy and not much in the originality department, but it's a fun movie. Wife's cheese rating. Over the decades, Event Horizon has achieved a strong cult following for its unique blend of haunted house tropes and cosmic sci-fi horror. But despite a strong opening that promises sci-fi thrills, eventually it devolves into an exercise of style over substance, whose flashy effects and gratuitous gore fail to mask its over-reliance on horror cliches. Very well said. Such as the Carolina Reaper cheddar, or as it's known, Angel de la Muerte, meaning angel of the dead. This is a semi-firm, slightly dry crumbly with a marbled appearance with the Reaper pepper blend. This cheese is more feisty than deadly. The spice level is tame, providing a refreshing but overall lukewarm burn that fades out pretty quickly. So just like this cheese, the movie fades out quickly. So I will leave you with this. Hell is just a word. The reality is much, much worse. Very well said.
The spice must flow.
That's a pretty good comparison. I like that.
Yeah.
Matt is saying saw it once, never felt the need to see it ever again until today. And Calbot says, and not what I meant. Okay. Calbot
Yes.
says, I was expecting more sci-fi and less supernatural. I accept it for what it is now and not what I want it to be. Bingo. That is kind of how I try to approach movies in general. Not what I want it to be, but for what it is. But also I have an expectations for what is given to me as a movie. I kind of want it to be what you are giving me, if that makes sense, right? You don't want it to feel like you just wasted your time. This is not the movie that was promised. This is not what you guys made. There you go.
It's not the movie we want. It's the movie we deserve.
It's not the movie it's the movie we deserve. And with that, it's like, Johnny Devick is saying this movie deserves a new cheese mixed with a special kind of mushroom. Okay.
And G.H. Summers, nothing about this flick and how it was put together was bad, but maybe the combo did not work as well as it should have. Still love the premise. Yeah, like there's aspects of it I really love it. It's like very gorgeous, and I liked some of the themes. At the time I'd first seen this, I hadn't seen Solaris, so I didn't know anything about the Tarkovsky's movies or anything like that, and I wasn't like a cinephile or anything, so I didn't know about a lot of these classic things. Uh, I'm not even sure if I remembered seeing The Shining that much, except for maybe a few key scenes, because I know I didn't really rewatch it again to make sure I'd seen it until maybe later in the 2000s. So yeah.
Okay, Matt is saying I have 20 minutes left. Guess I couldn't tell the difference between a hellscape and the as.
Yeah. Because it was.
Oh, you have 20 minutes left. Well, where are you in the movie? Do you guys want to hang around for the end of Matt's movie?
Movie?
Yeah, if you guys want to hang out, we'll hang out with you,
We
Matt.
can hang out because, like I said, we can still
Sure.
chat about this and because I said this film has always fascinated me, and it's like it's not a favorite, but it was something like I not quite a train wreck, but there was something compelling about it that forced me to watch. And part of the thing that's compelling about it is its flaws and how it fell down. Not in the way
Yeah.
that you have a sort of so bad it's good movie, but in a sort of it's an almost like a movie where like you were like it's like being
Yeah.
obsessed with that time you almost won.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And speaking of that, we can segue into another movie. I think I feel the exact same way. Oh, Matt, you don't want us to stick around?
Okay.
Well, I tell you what. Yeah, we could stick around for a few more minutes because I got a really interesting story. For anybody that is aware of the new X-Files movie, the what is it, the Frankenstein cut that was released about 2 days ago or yesterday on Hulu. And what Chris Carter did was this is his original. Oh, okay. Matt is going to say we can hang out, but I'm not going to. But I'm going to stop this flick. Okay, yeah, cool. So, Chris Carter, when he made the X-Files, I Want to Believe, the cut that we saw in the theater was not the original cut that he wanted to, because again, just like this movie, he had to cut out a lot of the gore, a lot of the body horror. So the movie we got in the theaters is kind of a watered down version. So finally, Chris Carter got the go ahead and to put in some of the gore back in, took out a little bit of the excess stuff that he didn't want in the movie, which came to the X-Files, I Want to Believe, Vrock Frankenstein's cut, which is now streaming exclusively on Hulu. So I re-upped my Hulu subscription just so I could see this. They cut out about 10 minutes of the movie, but they replaced it with some of the extra body horror. So for anybody that has seen it, I'd be interested in your opinion. I don't know if I want to give away too much because it might be something that's right up you guys' alley. If you want to go see it on Hulu, you can. As a diehard X-Files fan, if you haven't seen the series and you see this cut, it's not going to make you want to see it, the series. It's not going to all of a sudden make you a fan. Knowing the history behind that movie, which I found very delightful. I like that movie. So I have nothing against the movie itself. I just didn't like this cut. I don't know why he did it. I don't know. So, if any of you also, if you guys have Hulu, if you want to see that cut, we can talk more about it next week. I would be very interested in your guys' reaction.
And also
So-
a couple extra trivia bits about this movie is that they had a comic book sequel, Event Horizon Inferno, and I think they're planning a comic book prequel, Event Horizon, The Dark Descent.
Oh, Matt's saying Cooper just returned to the ship and immediately got shot through the window.
Yep.
So you're approaching like the big ending, the big shootout, the big explosions.
But yeah,
Sis Sister says, I would love to see it remade and done right with all the cut ideas intact. Are you talking about Event Horizon? because a lot of people would love to see this movie redone with all of the stuff they cut out. Or are you talking about the X-Files movie? Because there was a lot of stuff left out. And I don't think this cut did it justice. Yeah, you know what, sister, I would love to see this. If they could, by some miracle, find all this material that was left and put it back in Event Horizon and release it as a director's cut, here's my money. I want to see it. But, I don't know. They say it's lost forever. I don't know.
All right.
All right. Well, Matt is probably approaching the end. Okay, let's talk about next week. What do we got? We got Donnie Darko from 2001. It's a very interesting movie if you guys haven't seen it. I saw it many, many years ago, and it has stayed with me. And I'm going to do another watch of it this week. I don't want to get overly saturated with it, but I want to kind of refresh myself, just like this movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, and I know there's a lot of interesting parts, and I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And we will visit that movie next week, and then, which brings us to the end of summer, climactic conclusion with The Avengers. I can't wait, guys. I'm stoked. Johnny Devick is saying they should remake them with AI. Ugh. Oh my God. I have such a love-hate with AI. I'm using a lot more AI on this channel for the graphics and for some of the stuff I post on YouTube and use for the live stream. So it makes it that much more interesting, and I could do it without struggling with some of these programs to do it myself, because I'm not very good at that. But with AI, oh yeah, I can tell them exactly what I want it to look like, and within 5 minutes, they've created a masterpiece. And I hate it, but I love it.
A disaster piece?
Yeah, I hate AI, but I love it.
I do. It pays my bills, so.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, Matt, you want us to hang out for the end of the movie? You got to be approaching the end.
I think he said he was just going to stop it.
Yeah.
He was like, no, don't make me sit through the rest of this.
But you're so close, Matt. You're so close. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Because I know it was
you
free
have
on Pluto, so you're probably watching it on Pluto.
Yeah, Pluto.
And they've got the ads.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, Matt, if you're, I just want to make sure I'm not cutting off anybody, because this is a group adventure. I don't want to be cutting off anybody midstream, right?
The real Event Horizon is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, it is. It's the friends we make along the way, because I tell you what.
It's the friends we slayed along the way.
You guys are with me every week. I couldn't do this without you. Yeah, Calbot says the end is near, as Homer Simpson, would say.
The end is nigh.
The end is nigh. But yeah, I feel like this is probably one of my favorite watch parties, just because of the conversation. That's what makes or break it. It doesn't even have to be a good movie. And speaking of doesn't have to be a good movie, I think I have tightened up September's watch party list. How do you guys all feel about watching Troll 2? 1st of September. On September 6th, the first watch party. Troll
right,
2!
Yeah. I think we should go for it.
I think we should just do it. Let's pull the Band-Aid off. And we'll all
I'm
watch
interested
it
in seeing
together.
who co-hosts for that one. I was like,
Yeah,
because
who wants to co-host?
someone's
Raise your
gonna have a great time with that one.
We are going to have such a great time. There are, as far as watchable bad movies goes, I think that tops the list.
Funny, yeah. Matt
But
said,
yeah,
funny
we
that
could,
Event Horizon went to Neptune, but he had to go to Pluto to watch it. Yeah.
yeah, you had to go to Pluto TV, instead of Neptune TV. Yeah, and so there's a lot of other fun movies that I've kind of completed. I might have a couple spots left in this year. Put a couple fun movies. We'll put a couple horror movies, sci-fi. We'll put a couple older movies. We got to get some of the Godzilla, some of the King Kong in there. I got to revisit that by the end of the year.
Go, Godzilla.
And yeah, I think we're going to do Troll 2 unless I get a lot of pushback. Let's do it and let's have fun. Grab your popcorn, grab a beer, grab something to dull the pain, and we'll just do
Buy
it.
your ticket to Nilbog.
Yep. So
Read
yeah.
your favorite refreshing and mind-numbing refreshments.
And I think we could have a lot of fun with that.
Yep.
So, all right. Well, what do you think, Matt? Are we you wrapped up? Because I'm good to go. What about you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. So this has just been a pleasure. Extra fun today, and so we're gonna do it again tomorrow, or not tomorrow. We'll do it next week for Donnie Darko. Should be available on all the streaming services if you guys don't happen to have it on DVD or VHS. Yeah, so I guess we're going to be signing off. Any last words, Miss Swift?
Don't take any wooden spaceships or spaces that have been to the hell dimension. Friends don't let friends take ships that have gone to hell dimensions.
Save yourself, save your friends.
Liberate me, tuteme, essenverse. Save yourselves from hell.
Oh, Matt, see, still going. They just launched the Front of the Horizon.
It's good.
I
think we're good.
Yep, I think you're at the end. Oh, no, wait. He still hasn't gotten to, like, that end scene. Where is it live or is it Memorex? Is it a dream or is it not?
It's just a dream. No, it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. Yeah, we can hang on because you have just a few minutes. Oh, Matt, time for another ad block. All right. Well, what's going on with you guys? Should we just call it quits? Do you want to hang on for a few more minutes?
I don't want to feel pressure. He wasn't feel pressure to watch that movie, to finish that movie. It's okay. You can stop it. We won't put you through that anymore.
But you know what? Yeah, Matt, if you're good, I'm not going to cut anybody off while we're watching a movie because this is a group effort. This is a group project. So yeah, I know those pesky ads sometimes are hard to get through. And you have to watch till the very end and then it builds up and you're just a couple minutes behind the rest of the class.
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, as long as you did a pre-watch.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, so we're good. All right, last send-off of the day. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you next week. And with that parting words, just be good to yourself. Give yourself a little grace this week, everybody. And we'll see you again next time. Bye.